What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to episode 65 of All Hail the King. In this episode, just like I talked about in last week's podcast, we're going to feature a few of my level 15s in action. So it's sort of my level 15 preview video, or early look, but, well, I guess it's not that early. Still, for anyone who wanted to see me use some level 15s in combat, this is going to be the best place. Also, as we get started, check out last week's podcast in the description below. Alright, first up we're using a level 15 Red Hulk and Quicksilver. And Quicksilver is in a Scrapper costume. What this means as a level 15 is, he has Close the Gap. It's available right away as a free action, and it's going to cause the next single target attack to grant one follow-up attack. It does even more than that, but that's the main thing we're focused on. Then we have on him, on the offensive, performing a follow-up attack increases attack and chance of critical hits. So that's a pretty amazing combo. But it gets even better. Since he follows up with his tag team, we've placed the Bloody AISO on it. This means when we use blinding punches, we then get an AoE attack that places bleeding on all the enemies. It's somewhat overpowered, especially if you really gear for this type of team. Unfortunately, we are going to take some absorb energy damage, but at least Red Hulk doesn't have his Bulwark just yet. Red Hulk is an absolute monster. You can practically use his Bulwark and then just rest, and watch the enemy die. I'm going to be honest with you, it feels dirty, but I still use him. Speak of the devil, on the enemy Red Hulk's turn he uses Gamma Bomb. So I'm actually not that upset with that move. It could be bad, but at least he didn't use Bulwark first. Then with my agent we're going to use Fire Tornado to exhaust the enemies. And then after that, I may just end up passing. Well, let me just go ahead and try to explain why it's not a bad idea to pass these days. First of all, we do have Red Hulk, and he'll just absorb all their energy until they're dead anyways. The main reason is because you end up doing a very little hit on the enemy agent. When they're in their Bruiser Safeguard suit, they almost always have absorb energy. And then also you're risking the chance of a ton of counters. Alright, well there you see why I should have taken my own advice. And on top of everything, they do have the Gaunt Caress, though luckily this time it misses. We also have a bit of absorb energy battle going on. But next up on Pestilence Beast's turn, he does manage to hit our Quicksilver. And that is very unfortunate because he did generalize him. Now a level 15 Tactician doesn't have access to his move just yet. It does start out with a 1 round cooldown. So no momentary advantage in that first round. What we do have though is Bulwark and a Gamma Bomb. And also our Raft Shank, well, it tries to interrupt the enemy agent. But he hits, takes bleeding, and he's going to take a lot of absorb energy damage as well. So it's actually not a bad thing when enemies try to counter Red Hulk. In fact, I usually want that to happen. And following that little mistake, he's easily taken down. Now Quicksilver unfortunately does have a 1 round cooldown on Close the Gap, but it actually would have remained as a buff if he had not been generalized. So if it wasn't for that debuff, we would still do a follow-up attack. Then since it's all Beast's fault, we're going to go after him. We unfortunately miss our first attack, but our second is going to take him very close to death. The weather control device should finish him off no problem. Now as for the enemy Red Hulk, he makes the mistake of attacking ours. I'm not really sure what's going to finish him, but something is. So after a meltdown he bleeds out. That's completely fine by me. So now like I said, we just have to use the weather control device. Well, after all this pyrophoric triggers. And then that's how this first match is going to end. Sadly, we didn't get to see Red Hulk use his Tactician power, so we'll use him once again. Hopefully this second battle lasts long enough. We've also brought in Spider-Man Noir so you can see a level 15 Generalist. We have a few items that could trigger his Beat It, so it's not going to be a bad team. It certainly could be more efficient though. We of course are taking on a Null and Kurth team, and after we use the Fire Tornado, this time we actually are going to pass. So see, we did learn from that first match. Then following a Fear Me, it's going to be our level 15 Generalist turn, and he has access to the free action Long Haul. This grants him Clean Slate, so it removes harmful status effects. It also has a very long cooldown, which I don't exactly agree with. To be honest with you, it already seems underpowered. But I guess that's because of the meta, and the fact that usually you can't even remove all your debuffs. For example, if there's a beast on the other team, or if you have runes, like in this case. Still, that's what it does, that's what it looks like, and that's about all there is to it. Now with Red Hulk, we can use Bulwark. We can't use our Tactician power yet. But once again, we're going to throw that Gamma Bomb. This is just an epic move, and once again, I wouldn't even mind getting countered. But no one takes the bait. On Null's turn though, he does hit us. Well, he tries and misses, and he's going to get a lot of energy absorbed for that one. Next up, with my agent, we're going to use the Fire Tornado, and sometimes I may call this a Firestorm, so forgive me if I do that. They probably would have even used that if it wasn't already a DC character. Next, we'll use the Light Fantastic to remove debuffs and give us Mirror Reality. The enemy Kurth uses Love Me, and she places that on Spider-Man Noir. Here you can see we still have a 3-round cooldown on our ability. So like I said, it's very long. Oh well though, with our turn we'll try to pull out our level 9 Busting Heads. And that would have been nice because their agent was also flanked. Instead, we end up trying to hit our own agent. So this is where the bad luck begins. It looks like we have this one completely under control, and we're going to get to see our Tactician power as well. So there it is, Momentary Advantage. It's a free action, and it'll grant you an immediate turn, and by that I mean an extra turn. So with Red Hulk's first attack, we one-shot our own Spider-Man Noir. That was pretty bad. At least we got Pyrophoric, but on our second attack, here comes a Cower. Now this is where the AI seems to be cheating. You just get a few moments all in a row, and even though you're winning this battle by a ton, it actually gets somewhat scary. I know that seems outrageous, but trust me, this one isn't over yet. After using an Improbability Field, because I have a feeling we may have to win this with our Atom Smasher, the enemy Kurth uses Love Me on my agent. With Red Hulk, we'll use our Bulwark, and there you can see our Momentary Advantage does have a 1-round cooldown. So we'll just go ahead and try to use our Bunker Buster, and we get hit with another Cower. So yeah, that's really ridiculous. My agent also gets hit with Cower. And now here comes our Atom Smasher. So at least that does keep us in it. Oh, but what's this? We end up knocking ourselves out. Yeah, we almost lost this one. And that just shows you how terrible the AI and these random procs are. But for this final match, we're using Iron Fist and Nurkod both at level 15. And Nurkod does start as a generalist, so she has Long Haul. There's something special about her though, and characters that change classes in general. But in her case, we'll see once she gains Tactical Insight. But for some reason she didn't get it yet. Well hey, she gets a second action, but she didn't change classes yet. So after going under the sea, Null's going to use a World Breaker, and this will change her into a Blaster. So now she gets her extra turn, and she still has Long Haul, but she also gains Primed and Ready. It's a free action that gives her focused attacks. So there it is, that's the Blaster ability. And so we can use that, and then go ahead and attack their agent. It's pretty cool. I definitely like how she gets different abilities, and she still keeps her long haul just in case. After all, she is a generalist at heart. Now unfortunately the enemy agent still has a decent amount of HP, and he absorbs our energy. But next on Iron Fist's turn, since he's a bruiser, he has short fuse. This is a free action that grants him enraged, so we'll go ahead and use that, then the Heart of Shou-Lao, and we can use our level 2 to hit anyone on their team. Oftentimes this is a one-shot hit, so we're going to actually go after a full HP Avalanche. Sadly, he lives with just 2,942 HP. But we're still hoping that Fire Tornado can finish him off. Well, the enemy agent may have ruined that because they used the Shepherd Staff, which was very unexpected. But hey, our Raft Shank is making Null pay, and so is Combo Breaker. So after all that, we're going to get our Fire Tornado, and Avalanche is barely alive. Null really isn't that far behind either. We won't be able to finish any of them just yet though, because the enemy agent's going to protect, and so that means the Hexenjaeger's going to hit him. So we haven't finished anyone yet, but they're all extremely close to death. Avalanche still gets to attack though, which does annoy me. And following that, we'll check out Nurkod's abilities once again. She's still a blaster, but if we could hit that Scrapper, she would actually change into a bruiser instead. Either way though, as you saw, she does have a 1-round cooldown, and even if she changes classes, that's going to remain. So we managed to hit Avalanche, and that means we're going to change and gain Tactical Insight. So there you see we have short fuse, but it is on cooldown for now. So with that being shown, we're going to finish off the enemy agent and this video, and we'll do that with our level 9. So here comes a Crashing Fury, and we'll start to wrap this one up right now. I'd like to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck and take care.